Hey fast fellas, SpeeDMan here. Welcome to this episode of Let's Play Harald Varangian. And of course, with the Varangian guard ability here, very useful ability if you can get yourself into a major war where we can utilize that. For example, I've got some of these units available right here, here, and here. Obviously, using these berserkers that I upgraded into are very, very valuable. Okay, so first we will attack with this unit. I want to wait for the time being with that unit. So what we could do is we could bring, where's the general? Right here. Bring this down. That way we can get ready to do a little bit of damage. And you can go over here. Bring this unit to super low health. And now we go here. And so by going here, we have utility of this whole region. You can see here. But not only that, we have something even better than that. We have very, very heavy damage potential here. So there we go. Even more damage. And we're going to get ready. So next turn, we'll move this knight out of the way. We can immediately start plugging away at the city here. Get rid of the city as fast as possible. Just want to get rid of it earlier so that way we don't need to worry about those medieval walls being converted into Renaissance walls. Because you can see the Renaissance walls are going up. Getting rid of that now is basically just going to allow us to have the time to actually react and then push on ahead. Alright! So just like that, taking a city, so that's great. You can see this is actually a pretty good city as well, so that's going to be a really, really awesome position for us to be able to utilize. Let's go ahead and actually continue working on that. And what's great is we can eventually set up a pretty solid commercial hub in this area, so I think a good city in the north, honestly, will be totally fine. Let's make our way up here now, and we also are going to need to consider buying ourselves a skirmisher. That way we can kind of get some visual utility of the area, see what's around us.
While the Colosseum stands,
There's the Colosseum, so that's going to boost up our culture by 12 culture, so that's fantastic. Very, very happy to take that. I'm going to take a gamble. It's going to be a very low population city, very low growth, but what it is going to be is a city that I can actually pick up that oil. He ended up forward settling literally just a couple turns before I can get anything close. Unfortunately, and I don't think he has access to oil. I think he was just naturally settling forward there, and that just happens to be where that is. But I do want to make sure I get that no matter what, so that way, no matter what, I've got access to 2 different oil tiles. That itself is going to be a big, big benefit for us. So getting that now is going to be safer and less expensive than trying to kind of fight for it later. By a nice little library, bring us up to 140 science per turn, so we're definitely starting to make headway there. We do want to continue pushing ahead of Hammurabi though, because by the time this is all over, we need to kind of really push that tempo against him. And it's going to be harder and harder to do that. Now, we are seeing a couple cities lose loyalty, so getting a couple cities here will provide a little bit, just a little bit of benefit. Actually, it's going to poach a little science away. Yeah, it's going to poach a little bit of science away from him, so that's actually pretty good. University's done, so we're up to 162 science per turn. That's good. We're just about 60 science per turn ahead of Hammurabi. That's absolutely critical at this stage that we continue pushing ahead, and we're about 46 per turn for culture, so that is also really critical. We just want to keep pushing ahead of him as much as possible. I can see he was declaring war against that city-state. If he's investing a lot towards that, this is going to expire in 11 turns. So while he's declaring war on that, and by the time he sends a lot of his military down, that could be a really prime opportunity for us to start going after his northern cities, take his capital. It's not going to be an easy take, but it's definitely an option. Even with Victor, the city is still losing loyalty, so that's good. We'll just have to keep that up. So with governors, these cities are just on the neutral side. So what we could do is continue working on getting population. And by the time we get access to Angkor Wat, there'll be a burst of population, but also we have an opportunity here to potentially go for, instead of an encampment here, we could wait on the encampment. It's not a big deal if we don't go for that. Let's make our way towards mobilization. Mobilization is definitely going to be a big one for us. Being able to make some armies will be a nice way to accelerate the process of us getting more things done. So let's definitely go for that. Gdansk got done with that university, so that's fantastic. We are up to 226 science per turn, so definitely not doing too bad. You know, this has definitely been a bit of a slower game. That's the thing about about Herald is that it seems with this kind of style of play here with the city-states, the overall pace is a little slower. You know, it feels like it's definitely a little bit slower. Definitely not going to be selling any more of this oil. Honestly, we did sell earlier a good bit of it, so that way we could get a really good chunk of gold, but honestly, it just wasn't worth doing it after that first time. It's just, it's kind of, it's risky, do it too many times, and there is a lot of value that we could be having here. So with all of these builders, honestly, getting a few of these builders set up in some specific locations will allow us to make a few chops here very, very quickly. That way we can kind of just super chop our way through a lot of that growth. Each chop is, let's see here, it's 93. So 50% better. So that's basically giving us 140 per. So that would basically give us 420. That would give us a massive chunk of progress there. If we do that a couple times, that potentially could be enough for us to be able to get that set up here. So definitely going to be useful for sure. I'm going to just go ahead and take a free settler. It's just very, very free. And then we are going to need to go for... I would say the governor neutralization is a good one. And then we eventually will start investing into this fairly soon.
The temple is surrounded.
Oh, we got it. Oh, that's massive. That's really, really good, because that is giving us a single population in all of our cities. Thus putting us in a good position to get a lot of stuff sorted out. It is going to give us a little bit more loyalty pressure. This is 6 turns away. Okay, so we'll need to basically continue on our way here, get some more of the stuff done. We'll save the final charge of that builder. We'll do this, and then we'll bring that over to that Mahavihara location that we want to do. Let's go ahead, and in the meantime, let's get to work on this, because if we can potentially get lucky and get the replaceable parts, we can get infantry, and infantry would definitely be a big, big upgrade. Like, this would turn into a super, super good infantry unit. Right there, same thing with that unit. We could definitely do a lot of damage against these opponents here. So this would be a really good adjustment for us. It would, of course, increase our power level as well. So definitely something we can go for. Let's go for a couple things here. Actually go for this. I do want to get a little bit more faith generation. The more we can do that, the better. So we'll really start saving up our faith a lot, because then at this point we're going to be in a position where we can actually really start pressuring these cities. Now that this city is actually going positive in loyalty, let's go ahead and keep that down a little bit. That way we can kind of keep that kind of in control. The city is still losing loyalty a little bit at a time, so that's good for us. The more we do that, the easier it'll be for us to kind of keep this under wraps. Let's actually go ahead and buy the first set of cultists. It'll be a way for us to kind of get this area in control. It'll just be easier for us as well. Okay, we can see these cities are starting to really lose their loyalty, which is good. That's going to be beneficial for us, so we will continue doing that. Holy Site Prayer is now complete in this city, so that's pretty good. We are going to keep saving our gold, though, for a little while, so that way we have enough gold to make upgrades. We're going to be able to get replaceable parts finished up, so what we want to do is, by that point, see what the cost of it is with normal cards, and then we'll kind of get an idea. So we can see that into light infantry, that's 410 gold. That'll be probably about 520 gold. For a single upgrade, we have 3, so we are going to continue saving our gold up so that we can get that cost cut in half. It'll definitely help us for us to do that. By taking a couple cities, that loyalty will drop just a little bit, and a little bit can go a long way. We did get replaceable parts, so we can go ahead and kind of take a look here to gauge, how much this is going to cost us. In a single infantry is going to be 550 gold. So cutting that down by seriously a large margin here. So Getting this into that stuff there is going to essentially allow us to get a seriously good build going. We can go ahead and eventually specialize towards getting Geneva. We can go 1-1 into that soon. That'll be a good way for us to get some value out of that as well. Yeah, making an army out of that would be disgusting. Having 2 attacks with 3 units worth of damage, basically it's 6 units worth of damage in one go. That's disgusting. That is truly disgusting, and I want to do it. That is a super, super opportune time to have a builder. Wow, that's a good time to see a builder come up. Can very easily go after this first city, which is going to be great. Not off to a bad start. Oh my god. We had alliances that just got completely denied. Oh, oh no. Oh no. This is so cursed. Oh no. We have the collective powers of the world uniting to destroy us. That's pretty bad. Okay, we're gonna definitely have to make quick of this war. 60 freaking turns? Are you freaking kidding me? What? Oh no. Oh no. We have combustion now. Perfect. That means we can actually upgrade this unit into a tank, which will be even better now. It's not as bad as it looks. It's pretty funny looking, I'm not gonna lie. It's the fact that we're at war with literally everybody. That was not what I was trying to get into right off the bat, but hey, here we are. Oh, sweet. Okay, cool. That got done. That means we got an extra great work, so that works. I'm actually going to be a bit careful here about bringing too many of these around. Going to bring the stuff out here so that way we're in a bit of a better position. We can see that the AI are all bringing reinforcements in, and honestly, that's fine with me. They can keep trying to attack our cities. We're just going to do as much damage as we possibly can here. Yeah, definitely want to take Polygraph there. That's a fantastic one. Getting an additional offensive ability for all of our other spies, it's going to be good. Especially the spy that's already on the way to Babylon. That's going to be a really big bonus for us. So we'll need to make our way back home for that. But definitely big, though. That's a big, big bonus. Ho, 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 ho. Let's go. I didn't think that was going to give us that much arrow score. Woo! Get out of my house. That's awesome. We'll go over here. I want to combine with that military unit so that way we can have a little bit of a better shot at destroying units a little faster. This makes it a little easier for us. And this is going to cost way too much. So we're going to have to basically wait until we continue getting more gold and then get the reduced upgrade cost one, so we can upgrade those field cannons into machine guns, and then upgrade this into caravel, so that way we can have some better utility here. We will kind of work around here, kind of check out what units are going across here. We know there's going to be more troops coming up here, so especially like from the east, we know there's going to be quite a few, so this will definitely be a long-term threat. We just have to kind of deal with the actual threats that we have currently. Because we have suzerainty of Kabul, we are getting good utility from the extra experience from battles that we initiate. And some of these earlier units are units that honestly were present when we built the Terracotta Army, which also got further utility. So it does work out. It's just kind of like a long-term process. Might as well get an aerodrome, honestly. Getting access to something that we could use to be able to do some bombs here, that would definitely be a very, very nice thing for us. The fact that we have aluminum is massive, though. We pretty much have access to every single resource that we need. That is actually all around for us. Fantastic. That's a really, really good position for us. We could take advantage of that by going further into some of these other trees. So, for example, if we want, we can go for one of these devices, and then we can go into a nuke. And then with that, we can build a missile silo as well with the spaceport. And that pretty much will put us in like a super solid position here. The square has been repaired. That's perfect. Let's get some basic things kind of built up in our capital, though. We do need a lot of production in our capital. If our capital is going to continue being the target of an attack here for another 33 turns, we're going to need to get our capital up to a point where our capital is really strong. It needs a lot of things to be in place for us to really feel like it's going to be safe. Worship gods, that's definitely not a bad one. Once we get that built, that's definitely going to be nice because we can get some more Diplo favor, keep us Diplo favor positive in the long term, which is really what we need right now. We need that. Let's go here and make that. That'll give us a good bit more food. We need that food growth as well, so that'll be definitely pretty good. Let's go ahead and go down to artillery. And in some of our cities here, like Warsaw, that's 23 production. Wrocław, it's going to be a little ways off, but if we can get that built afterwards, that'll be a really solid thing. And we can really start kind of investing more in our overall military production as well. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. This has been an interesting episode. Interesting, considering that situation. This definitely kind of blew up a little bit in my face. I didn't think this was going to kind of go the way it did. I didn't even realize there was a betrayal emergency. I didn't know that was the thing, but the way that works is basically that they have to go after my capital at this point because of the way I kind of apparently betrayed Hammurabi, because I didn't move my troops off of the border. So that made him so mad that apparently that's what he did. Fair enough. But yeah, we're in a bit of a tricky situation. We're working our way through this. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. This has definitely been a tricky one, like I said, but definitely fun. This is a new challenge for me. I've not had to go through this much of a challenge with a war. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, if you enjoyed, hit that like button and subscribe.